Hello and welcome. I love tutoring. It has completely changed my life, and I have met some truly incredible people through tutoring, both adults and children, families that I tutor, and other professionals. But I guess, as with most things, there are things that I wish I could change about it. Today, I wanted to share three of the things that I find the hardest about tutoring and how I try to manage them. And I think one of my biggest issues is the fact that, and I think this is just reflective of life in general these days, but with um, Messenger and WhatsApp and things like that, you are always at people's beck and call. So, kind of like 9:30 on a Sunday evening, and you'll suddenly get a message going, I'm looking for a tutor for my son or daughter or whatever. And there's a part of you that kind of like thinks, I'll leave this to the morning because it's 9:30 on the Sunday evening. And there's another part of you that kind of like thinks that people expect an instant response. And I know I'm quite forgetful. And if I leave it till tomorrow morning, there's a high chance that I will um forget. And so you can like go, hi, is it online or face to face that you're looking for? And now you've started a conversation. And I know it's my own fault. Um, but this conversation may be backwards and forwards for the next half hour or so. Even if you can like say, okay, you get that answer and you go, okay, well, I don't have the availability, but I've got other tutors that work with me. I'll message them in the morning and get back to you once I've heard. Somehow that still seems to keep the conversation going. So now it's nearly 10 o'clock and you're still thinking about work and tutoring and um interacting with this family. So yeah, I think that's my one of my biggest peeves. And I know that what I need to do is either be firm with myself and just not answer it. And then first thing in the morning when I log on, which is generally quite early, it's normally between 6 and half 7 at the very latest, that I can then log on and say, hey, sorry for the late response. I've just seen your message and this is my response. Or or say, hi, I've noticed your response. I'll get back to you in the morning. But the thing that puts me off doing that is I'm not very good at gauging time, but it was probably months ago, maybe a couple of years ago. I was speaking to, or I had a message from someone. It was about 10:30, 11:30 at night, and I was asleep by then. And by the time I woke up the next morning, there was a second message saying, hi, I haven't had a response from you yet. I felt so guilty. I mean, it still plays on my mind now, which is why I'm mentioning it. So I think parents or people's expectations these days, we're living in an age where you do have chatbots that respond to you and you do have kind of like automated responses, but I don't want to necessarily do automated responses, although it is an option, because I want to speak to people as a human. I don't want to just kind of like get stuck down the automated line. But I guess going down the automated route does give you that ability to respond in the instant, but come back with the personalized response thereafter. But that's my first kind of like about tutoring is when you get that ping, kind of like late on an evening. And I'll move on in a second, but I also find that if they kind of go, hi, sorry for disturbing you on a whatever evening or disturbing you so late or whatever, I go, that's fine, no problem. And I'm more than happy to chat. It's when it almost feels as if it's expected. So yeah, that's my first peeve. My second peeve is, and again, this is just a life thing, whatever you're doing, but it's that trying to drive between, because we do either online lessons or lessons in the family's home, depending on their preference and geographic location. But you're merrily driving along and suddenly there's a cyclist there, or can like suddenly come out of the shadows, or people walking across the roads as you come into the town, but they're dressed all in black and it's dark. Where did you come from? And it's kind of like, again, this is nothing specific to tutoring. This is just something which is part of life, but just the fear you feel of driving because of different people using the roads. So I'll keep that one brief because that isn't really specific to tutoring, but it is something that I can like it's probably one of my it is possibly my biggest about tutoring is just kind of like trying to get from A to B without killing any pedestrians or cyclists or just causing an accident or anything. So um and the third thing is, and this is this is a monthly impact, and every month I can like it's when you send out the invoice, you say to the parents when they get in touch, I send out a monthly invoice on the 24th. I expect it to be paid or is appreciated if it's paid within the 3 days. Yes, that's fine. Um, and a week or two later, you're still chasing them, kind of like saying, please, can you pay the invoice? Sometimes it's just completely ignored. Other times you'll get a kind of like comment a week or so later going, haha, I always forget to pay that one. And you go, yeah, but you don't forget to pay your mortgage or your rent or something. And it just seems disrespectful because either myself as a tutor or one of the other tutors has done the work, they've been on time, they've done the hours work, they've done the preparation, etc., etc. And and then we have to be paid wait days, weeks before the invoice is paid, which from my perspective means that it makes life difficult to pay the tutors because tutoring is well paid, but so are the tutors, which means it's a very low profit margin. So a lot of months I'm dependent on the money coming in from the parents to pay the tutors. So if parents don't pay, it makes paying the tutors difficult. And I don't want to be a hypocrite and moan about the parents that haven't paid, but at the same time, I'm not paying the tutors. So one way or another, hell or high water, the tutors will be paid. But it would make life so much easier if parents do pay on time. And I mean, what I have done in the past is I've kind of like said, okay, well, um, I need to be paid up front in order to make sure I've got the money in the bank. I've kind of like done by X number of lessons up front, and you get kind of like a lesson free or something like that. Um, Last time I tried that, we went into lockdown, which made life a little bit more difficult because I'd suddenly got all this money for online for face-to-face lessons, and we were unable to travel to people's houses to do it. I've done it once or twice since then, but um, the other thing I've done is recently started to add a footnote, and I now also tell parents up front when they first get in touch that when that there will be an admin fee for late payments to cover the fact that we have to keep chasing them. And hopefully that will act as a deterrent so people do pay it on time. And it's come to it before that I've just kind of said to people, look, sorry, we're not going to be able to help anymore because we need to be paid for the work that we do. So if you are thinking of becoming a tutor, know that it is probably one of the most rewarding jobs out there. But it's also okay to admit that there are challenges. But that's why I started the Start Tutoring with Confidence pack to help you feel as prepared as you can for all parts of the tutoring journey. I've put a link to it in the comments below. And if you have any questions about tutoring, please do get in touch and good luck in your journey as a tutor.